Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and let's get into the video. So you can clearly see here that in Bank Nifty today it opens gap up around 39,600 level, and in the first 1 or 2 hours it shows some kind of sideways movement, and it continuously took resistance from that 39,600 level. But when around 1 p.m. when it breaks that 39,600 level, it continuously shows positive movement until 39,970. So as of now it made a W pattern here, if you can clearly see that. Then and it also trades around that round level 40,000 level, and you can clearly notice here that from the previous 1 month or previous 2 months, or you can count it as from previous October month, it continuously took support from that level, which is 39,600 to 40,000 level. So right now Bank Nifty trades around in that range, and you can clearly see that from the last 5 to 6 days it continuously shows negative movement, and it made low around 38,600 also. So if it goes up, then it needs to closes above round level 40,000 or 40,100, because it that red can zones 50% is 40,100. So it needs to closes above that 50%. Then after that you can expect any kind of buying trade. But my suggestion would be, let it closes above 40,100 for taking any kind of buying trade. But if it opens flat and it trades around that 40,000 to 39,500 level, then it may be go sideways for another 2 days, 1 or 2 days, and it may be show some kind of positive or negative movement on expiry day. But as of now it looks kind of positive to me. As I said, you can expect buying trade if it trades above 40,000 or 40,100 level. So now let's look into 15-minute candle for identifying any kind of buying trade or selling trade. In 15-minute candle, you can clearly see that Bank Nifty previously took resistance from that 40,000 level, and from the last 2 to 3 days it continuously goes up, and right now trades around 40,000 level. As I said, for taking any kind of bank trade, it needs to close above 40,000 or 40,100, and target will be around 40,600 to 40,500 zone, which previously acted as a resistance level. Then it may be go until there, and if it halted there and breaks that level, then you can set our next target to 40,800. And for taking any kind of selling trade, if it opens a gap up around 40,400 or 500 and shows any kind of negative movement, because previously it also took resistance from that level, and today it also shows some kind of good positive movement. So if it opens gap up, then it may be then there may be profit booking happens. If it shows any kind of negative movement, then we'll go into take trade for selling, and target we can set to round level 40,000. And let's assume that if it opens gap down, or if it trades below 39,600 level, which previously act as a major support level, which is Tuesday, and if it breaks that by opening gap down and shows any kind of negative movement after that, then you can expect some selling pressure here. Target will be around 39,400 first. Next target we can set to 39,200. So in Bank Nifty, for taking any kind of buying trade, if it opens flat or opens gap up, then you can expect some buying trade here. And if it opens large gap up around 40,400 or 500 or shows negative movement, then you can expect some selling pressure there. And if it opens gap down around 39,600 or 650 and shows negative movement, then you can also take trade for selling. So that's all about Bank Nifty. Now let's look into Nifty in 1-day candle chart. In Nifty, you can clearly see that it also made same kind of pattern as Bank Nifty, but Bank Nifty already trades above its resistance level, but Nifty did not show any kind of strong positive movement, and it also has resistance around 17,200 level, which previously acted major resistance level, and so it needs to closes above that for taking any kind of buying trade. My suggestion would be, let it closes above 70,200 in 1 or 2 days, then after that you can expect any kind of buying trade, because it may be go up and it may be closes above 70,200 and maybe trades around 70,300, because previously it continuously took support and resistance from that higher side for at least 2 to 3 times. So when it breaks that level, then it maybe goes up in that flow. So I don't know what will going to happen, but as I said, it needs to closes above that for taking any kind of bank trade, and for taking any kind of selling trade, it needs to closes below 70,050 or 70,000 level, because you can clearly see that from the last 4 to 5 days it continuously took support from that 70,000 level, as if it don't want to close below that 70,000 level. So for taking any kind of selling trade, at least it needs to closes below that range. Then after that you can expect any kind of selling trade, and target you can set to 16,850 to 16,800. So now let's look into 15-minute candle for identifying any kind of trade. In 15-minute candle, you can clearly see that today market closes around that zone, which previously acted as a major resistance level. On Friday, it opens gap up and continuously took resistance from that 17,130 level, and and yesterday it also took opens gap down from that level and took resistance from that. Today it closes around that zone. So as I said, right now it trades around in a resistance zone. So if it opens flat and if it trades above 17,930, then you can take small quantity trade. Target we can set to 7,200, and if it closes above that 7,200, then after that we can take with large quantity trade, and target we can set to 7,300 to 350. If it opens large gap up, then those buyer who take any kind of buying trade from the last 2 days, they will going to book profits there, and those new sellers will be added there. So my suggestion would be, if it opens large gap up, then you can expect any kind of selling trade. But if it opens large gap down and if it trades below 70,050 or 77 level and shows negative movement after that, then it maybe goes down until 7,920 to 7,880. So that's all about Bank Nifty and Nifty. If you wanted to take any kind of trade in Bank Nifty options, then you need to look into Bank Nifty components during market hours, because Bank Nifty components are providing that throttle to Bank Nifty. Because if those 6 components shows any kind of positive movement or shows large positive movement, then Bank Nifty also goes upwards, and if it goes down, then Bank Nifty also goes downwards. And if 3 of them or 4 of them shows positive movement or 2 of them shows large negative movement, then market maybe goes sideways. So for identifying any kind of large trade or any kind of immediate trade, we need to look into Bank Nifty components during market hours. So in Bank Nifty components, our first bank will be always HDFC Bank. It right now trades around that resistance level, which is 1580. So if tomorrow it breaks that, then you can expect some buying pressure here, and target you can set to 1600 to 1610. In ICICI Bank, you can clearly see that it breaks that 840 level by opening gap up, and as I said previously, that if it opens or trades above 840, then you can expect some buying trade here. Today it trades around 850, but previously it acted as a major resistance level, that zone which is 860 to 850. So it maybe goes sideways or it maybe goes upwards until 860. But if it shows any kind of negative movement around that zone, then you can expect some selling pressure there. In State Bank of India, you can clearly see that today market did not show much movement here. So if market tomorrow closes below 518 or 550, then you can expect some selling pressure here. But if it trades above 525, then you can expect some buying trade here, and target will be around 530 to 525. Now let's look into Kotak Bank. In Kotak Bank, it is made a doji candle here, and one positive thing is that it trades above 1700 level. So if tomorrow once again market trades above 1710, then you can expect some buying trade here, and our target will be 1722, round level 1730. Now let's look into Axis Bank. In Axis Bank, it also shows positive movement when it trades above that 840 level. In ICICI Bank, it also did the same, but in Axis Bank, it kinds of look positive to me. So if it opens flat, once again try to go just close above, then we can set our target to 867, because that 867 to 870 level previously act as a resistance level. So it maybe goes upwards till that zone. Now let's look into our last bank, which is IndusInd Bank. In IndusInd Bank, you can clearly see that it continuously took support from the 1000 level from the last 4 days. So my suggestion would be, for taking any kind of selling trade, it needs to closes below 1000 level, or for taking any kind of buying trade, it needs to closes below 1040 level. Then after that, we can decide what to do. So that's all about today, guys. And if you like my video, please subscribe my channel and share it. And let's meet on another video.